as we slept the night away. What's happening, man? What's happening, man? It is. It's the first of the month. Not really, not really, not really. First trading day of the month. Wake up, wake up, wake up. The first trading day of the month, man. What's happening? How y'all doing, man? I'm trying to get myself to shout out C Walk, the newest member to the gang. The newest member to the gang. See, I don't even understand how I'm gonna see walk. What's up here to learn this shit? I knew you was gonna be up in here, man. Good morning, everybody. Hey, man, it's a new year, but we came to do the same old thing. Came out here to be disciplined over dollars. You feel me? I hope everybody had a vainglorious Christmas. I hope everybody had a vainglorious New Year. My Christmas was awesome. You hear me? My New Year was awesome. Man, relaxed. Me and my sweetie been hanging out, man. My sweetie been on vacation. I ain't spent this much time with my wife in ever. It has been good. You hear me? Nah, man. Let's get right. What's up, Cool It now? Ooh, watch out. What's up, Cool It? What's going on? Shout out to everybody that's been joining the membership. I appreciate it. Like I say, it's not necessary, but I appreciate it. It's just a way for everybody to show their support to the channel. But we still gonna do our overnight price action. We're gonna do our price action recap in 2023. I'm revamping it so that it's just 30 minutes. 30 minutes at the most. 30 minutes or less. That's what it's gonna be. I'm gonna try not to run my mouth too much. You feel me? I did a pop-up on Friday with the Black Spider Gang. We talked about what we thought the price was gonna do. We talked about what we thought the price was gonna do on the pop-up Friday. And it did it. And it did it. Them dirty dogs did it without me. They did it without me. I did another pop-up last night. Y'all remember, for anybody that tapped in last night, I put this fib on here. And we were right about this. We was consolidating right here. We were consolidating right here last night. And I said, I talked about how the price was moving. And I expected it to come back at least to this equilibrium before making another decision. And as you see, we took off. We went to the equilibrium, and then we eventually got back up and took out that a weekly buy side that we had discussed on the Friday's pop-up. Right? We took out that weekly buy side that we discussed on the Friday's pop-up. And now now I got to rethink my plan, because them dirty dogs did what I wanted them to do pretty much in the Asian, right? Let me move this fib out the way, and we're gonna break down what the price did overnight. It did everything I wanted to do in the Asian, except for take out the weekly high. It took out the weekly high at London on the 4 o'clock, on the 405 candle. These 5-minute candles, I'm gonna go up in a minute. On the 405 candle, so at 4 o'clock, it started to run to take out that high. Boom, took the high out. That's the only thing it didn't do in the London. It retraced a little bit. It opened up. Let's go up. Let's go up to the daily. Let's go up to the daily, because we ain't we ain't look at the daily. We did a pop-up semi weekend chart. It was like the last public weekend chart prep that we did. What's this? Man, I put that up there a long time ago. Get out of here. Can't remember what I put that up there for. But looking at the daily, and As you see, we've taken out the weekly high that I talked about last Friday with the gang with the Black Spider members. We took out the weekly high already. Did it without me. Dirty dogs. We took out Friday's high. We didn't take out Friday's low. Looking at the price action on the daily. Mentioned divergence over here. So I've taken everything off the chart, but we was mentioning some divergence over here. We was having divergence over here with the ES. From the 22nd up to the 28th, the NQ was making lower lows, the ES was making higher highs, and the Dow was making higher highs, coming from 20 that was making higher highs. And then as the ES and the Dow started to consolidate a little more, the Dow started catching up with the highs, started making the higher highs, right? The NQ started making the higher highs, started playing catch up. And then I pointed out some divergence on an hourly chart. I believe, I can't remember. But anyway, through all of that, this was like last week during pop-ups when I was on vacation, so I can't remember everything that I said. But we came to the conclusion that the buy side was going to be attacked, right? I said we're going to take out this buy side, and more than likely take out that buy side. And once it did, I wanted to see what it was going to do, if it was going to continue on to take out this buy side and get up into this imbalance, this fair value gap on the daily up there. So part one has taken effect of what we discussed as far as the attack on liquidity. Let's drop down to the 60-minute and get a quick overview of the overnight price action. All right. So we gapped up like the gap up was so violent that we got different candles. The initial candle on the ES and on the MES are different, right? The ES, the opening price on the initial candle for today's session, which was at 6 o'clock last night, the open was at 38.95, right? But on the MES, the open was at 38.85.75. So it's like a 5-point difference of the opening price, right? But it was still a 30-point gap up. It was like we closed the New York session on Friday at 38.61.25, and then we opened up at 38.95. So from 38.61 to 38.95, right? That's 30-something points. That's a 30-something point gap on the ES, right? And then we pushed up, came very close to the weekly high, last week's high, and then reversed course, came back down into this fair value gap, this hourly fair value gap that we set on when we took off the last hour on Friday. When we took off the last hour on Friday. What's up, Lil Hulk? What's up, Kareem in the building? Hope you had a vainglorious New Year. Happy holiday New Year, y'all. Hey, dig this again. Shout out to homie C-Walk, the new member to the gang. Shout out to homie C-Walk. Appreciate you. Hey, but we came down to this fair value gap right here, and then had a nice reaction off of the fair value gap on the 9 o'clock candle. Then we started to push up. We consolidated there at we slid to the right at the midnight open, and then we consolidated at Friday's close just for a couple hours. We really consolidate. We just paused. I say pause. It's probably it's consolidation on the lower level. That's why I said consolidate. And then at London, we took off and attacked the we attacked the buy side. We attacked the buy side from last week that we had talked about, and then retraced back down, came back down to Friday's close, had a nice reaction off it again. Now let's break down. Let's go down to the my sweetie in here. What's up, baby? I thought you were still sleeping. Good morning. As we slip the night away. Hey, let's drop down to the 15-minute and see if we can get some little more detail about the movement. Okay. This is the move on Friday. This was the move on Friday. Oh, shout out anybody who got a chance to tap in to like the ICT video, and ICT dropped a gem, because I was watching his video and I'm like, man, how in the world did he know that fair value gap was not going to close before it closed? And I was showing Calandra. I couldn't stop talking about it. And then he typed on the thing like, you amazed that about this staying open or not feeling. And both of us just bust out laughing, because I was like, how did he know that? But when he explained it on his Twitter space, it was the same thing that we had discussed so many times on this channel, and it was all about the balanced price range, right? And like when he said it, it's like I had my aha moment. I'm like, it's crazy. I have been talking about this all this time, but I never understood a real world application for it. I knew what it meant. I knew once the price range gets balanced, I knew what the algos would typically do, right? As far as not going back there at that particular time, it'll probably revisit it later. But I never thought of the real world application of it's like he be having a different, like, you know how he had like the proportion gaps, the measuring gaps, and all these different gaps. He be naming stuff. It'd be like a million gaps, but it's like when it left the price range, right? It just like this right here, for example, right? But he was looking at it on a 1 minute, and I've been looking at this in awe since he revealed it. But like once the price range gets balanced, right? So we came down, right, and we had a fair value gap here. So we came down, we offered sell side, we offered both ways right here, right? And so we came down, right? And then once we got, like, we was offering sell side, coming down buy side, but up in like all up in this area here, up into there, it's still like some inefficiencies. And we really, we offering sell side, buy side. And then when we take off from that area, right? When we leave this area, right? So from this down close candle to here, this is the area we talking about, right? We was offering sell side. Then once we came back and we offered the buy side, right? We offered the buy side. Let me put a line here just so y'all can stay with me, right? We offered the buy side. Go right there. Right? We offered the buy side, right? And so once we left this balanced area with aggression, see how we left with like heavy distribution to the upside, right? As soon as we left it, we created a fair value gap, right? We created a fair value gap, but from the down close candle where we started offering the sell side, right? We started offering the sell side like all this right here is all matched up. We got sell side, buy side, all through this right here. But when we start offering sell side by itself without offering any buy side, right? Once we offered the buy side up to that point, right? Up to that point, like down here, and we took off and made this fair value gap. Now this area right here has been sell side, buy side, and then the takeoff. Pew! And when we left, this whole leg right here is the takeoff, and we made a fair value gap there, right? When price started coming back down yesterday, it came all the way back down, and look where it stopped, right there at that balanced price range. And that fair value gap did not fill, right? This is on 15 minutes over the weekend. But it's the same concept where once the algos balance out a price range, right, they're typically not going to go back down there for until they complete some type of work. You know what I'm saying? And it might take a long time for them to come back, or it might really just come back. You know what I'm saying? It might just really come back. But the likelihood of it going right back into that fair value gap after leaving that balanced price range with such aggression is like unlikely right now. It can come back later, just like the fair value gap that ICT was talking about wasn't going to get filled on the 1 minute, and it just kept going and going and going on this run right here. It just kept going and going. Right now, you see, once it went up and took care of some business, it did come back down, and that up in here somewhat eventually got filled. But where did it come to? Right, it came to this 15-minute time frame where it took off, right? Because the 1 minute was in here, but this 15-minute where it took off, it came back down and it didn't touch that fair value gap. And then now it's going up and take out the buy side, right? And you know, how long is it going to take to get back down there? I don't know, but it's just all about that balanced price range. The same thing I be talking about all the time, how I watch the price action to see when it off a sell side, when it off a buy side, when it off sell side, when it off a buy side. I talk about that all the time. I talk about, you know what I'm saying, make sure it has make sure it's what the price action is offering. But I got caught up on that. So again, like I said, we gapped up like 30 some points. Came a stone's throw away from the weekly top, the weekly buy side that I was talking about. We came back down again to that balanced price range that we was just talked about. And we just disrespected all of these fair value gaps and sell side imbalances. Consolidated here. This is where we was at last night. Let me go. Did I take? I already took the. I took the what's the name off? I took the fib off, but again, when we was consolidating here, we was consolidating here. We was consolidating here last night on the special pop-up that I did, and I was like, the way we're trading, I don't see us coming back down because we just left. We just came back down, touched this balanced price range, and we left that area. Right, we left that area. We pushed up. And we were just consolidating. We're up, consolidate, up, consolidate, up, consolidate, up. And I was like, I expect us to come to at least equilibrium, right? And we did. And we just coming up, totally disrespecting every fair value gap on the way up, not even trying to go back. We're just going up, slide to the right, up, slide to the right, up, slide to the right, up, slide to the right. Ping out. You know what I'm saying? It's like it just kept going right back to the objective, which was the buy side liquidity up there. Now we have taken that buy side. We've taken that buy side, and we've come down, and we got a breaking market structure to the downside, heavy distribution down. So now it's time to see what the algos want to do. These dirty dogs did it without me. My target was coming up here, getting this buy side liquidity, and these dirty dogs did it without me. They did it during the Asian and finished it. They started in the Asian, came very close, and then they retraced back and finished it in the London. So now it's time for me to see what the algorithms want to do, because we have taken buy side and we've had a breaking market structure to the downside, and we came back down to this fair value gap and kissed this order block, right? So we came all the way down, blew through this order block, came down to this fair value gap and stopped at this 15-minute order block right here. And then now we push back up into this fair value gap after this break in market structure, right? So if this fair value gap does its job after this break in market structure, you know, if the market isn't still super bullish, this fair value gap job is to push us back down, right? But if the bullishness ensues, we'll disrespect that fair value gap. But since buy side has been taken already, I got to wait. I have to wait. I have to wait. Good morning, Angela. How are you? Thank you for joining us. You are tardy to school. Hey, man, that's all I got for the overnight price action. The 12 o'clock open. The 12 o'clock open was 38.64 even. 38.64 even for the 12 o'clock open. And then the London open was 38.81.50. 38.81.50 for the London open. The overnight high is 39.07.25. And then the overnight low, the London low. The London low is 38.70.25, but the overnight low, is way over here. And when I say overnight, I mean from midnight, from the midnight open, is 38.63.75. So I'm watching the London low after the New York open. I'm watching this 30. I'm watching this God dog it, Tim. You come here. That's 15 minutes. Let me go to the hourly. Why am I marking this on 15 minutes? Why y'all got me tripping today? Because I'm marking the right one. That's why. Okay, so I'm watching this 38.70.25. $38.70.25. And I'm watching God dog it. $39.07.25. For anybody that don't know why I say I'm watching that, it's because that's the London low and the London high. We've taken out the buy side liquidity that I was targeting, and then now we've traded back down to a fair value gap on the hourly, and it's an order block right within here, this hourly order block, and it was a 15-minute order block there right at Friday's high. So we got a daily high that we hit with a nice rejection off of it. We got the equilibrium of our overall box with a nice rejection off of it, and we're trading back up into this fair value gap. So since the algo's already hit my target, now I want them to show me what they want to do after hitting that buy side. Do they want to hit the buy side, retrace, and go up, or are we going to hit the buy side and continue to slide down? So I'm watching to see if we come and take this sell side. And if we take this sell side, start looking for some kind of setup back long. If we come up and take this buy side, start looking for some kind of setup back short. Right. And right now we're coming back up into this fair value gap. Like I was saying, that should push us back down, and it's pushing us back down right now. How far down will we go? I don't know, because we reacted very strongly off of Friday's high and our equilibrium from our overall box, because we closed Friday in the middle of the road and we're trying to head back that way. That is all that I got. No need to apologize. I'm just joshing with you. That's all I got, man. It's 9:26. I got to get myself into the habit of doing it in 30 minutes or less, because come next week, we're going to be doing I'm going to start a new stream for the the Black Spider members will be privy to. It's called My Trade Day. It's not going to be a call out room or anything like that. It's going to be just folks watching me over my shoulder and talking about what levels I'm looking to take trades on, what I'm looking to do. If you want, y'all go ahead and hit the like button for me. Go ahead and hit the like button for me. You can click the join button right here. Click join. Pick your membership. If you're a member of the Black Spider gang, you'll be privy to the My Trade Day. Gold members and platinum members, Black Spider members, they are privy to my weekend chart prep. And the silver members, you're privy to special shout out, special emojis, stuff. Everybody get the if you got any questions asked. So if you got any questions, all 2023 questions asked. But not necessary, because we still gonna do our 1-2, just like we just did. And as you see, you get like a cooler colored name, and the longer you stay in, your box changes. The longer you stay in, your box changes. See how like the different little boxes. The longer you stay in, you get like different little boxes next to your name to show that you're special. Reverend Do Good. I didn't even see that. I hate you. Hey, and again, shout out Seawalk, the newest member to the Black Spider gang. The newest member to, like, on what's the name? It don't show me which one it is. It don't show me which one it is, but on YouTube it shows that it's the Black Spider gang. Welcome, Seawalk. I don't even understand how I'm a Seawalk. Walk. Hey, for everybody that don't know, part 3 is up for the ICT concepts. Part 3, the strategies parts, is up. If you notice, you probably look and say, hey, Tim, there's only 4 videos. All the other sections had 8. And the reason why this one only has 4 is because if you remember on a live that I did with y'all not too long ago, I told you already have everything you need to build your own strategy. So in this one, you really need to look at 17, right? Shout out to homie Robinson for becoming a new member. Welcome, Robinson, to, oh my God. Hey, man. We really need to look at number 17. I break down how I look into going over strategies. You really need to look at 18. I break down how I tape read, defining the dealing range, and then I talk about how to use the ICT matrix, right? It's not about me handing you a strategy. It's about you taking everything you've learned from ICT, everything you've learned here with me, and just really thinking about the overall picture and coming up with your own trading model, your own strategy and your own trading model. And once you go through these videos, you'll understand everything that I'm saying. I appreciate y'all for always supporting the boy. And I see y'all at 6:30, man. 6:30 tonight. 6 6:30. Yeah, 6:30. I see y'all at 6:30, man. Oh, yeah, we forgot to look at the economic calendar. We've got to look at the economic calendar. Let's do that real quick before I jump off. I appreciate that, Cool It. I appreciate that. We ain't look at the economic calendar. Let's go to Forex Factory real quick. They site be moving faster. Okay, we got final PMI. We got OPEC meeting all day today. This week we got manufacturing PMI tomorrow. We got JOLTS numbers tomorrow. Man, big news. FOMC minutes. That's from the last meeting, right? That's the minutes from the last meeting. So long as the language. Hey, cool it. Get off my screen. Shout out Kirk Max, the newest member to the gang. To the gang. We got ADP numbers come. Man, we got a lot of news this week. I ain't even looked at economic calendar. I ain't realized how much news we had this week. We got a heap of news this week. Be careful. Trade around these news times. All these red folders. Trade. Make your decisions based off what's going on with the news calendar for your day trading decisions and your weekly swing trading decisions. These news events can bust you in your forehead. Yeah, it's 9:32, but it ain't next week, so I'm still running my mouth. Hey, let's see how what's the name colored these candles on today. I mean these folders on today. Because Forex Factory got them as yellow, because it's the final numbers. And it's like they're not expecting it to be super volatile. They expecting the volatility to come in tomorrow, because both sites got them tomorrow. The red folders start tomorrow, so they expecting the volatility off of these news events. But it's still a news event, so be mindful. Wait a minute. I'm going to cancel this. I'm canceling all the memberships. I'm canceling all the members. Sick of it. Hey, man. Hey, if you're going to trade, please trade safe. If you're not going to trade, please take copious notes. Go back and study what you saw today. Continue to back test. Continue to forward test. Continue to believe in yourself. And let's build this new Wakanda together, man. Yeah, man. I'll see y'all at 6:30 for the price action recap. And hey, I mentioned we got to get it at 2,500, man. We ain't got to the 2,500. Y'all share it with a cousin that might need this, man. We supposed to get to 2,500 on my birthday back in August, and we still ain't got the 2,500. Y'all share it with a cousin who might need this, man. I'll see y'all at 6:30. Gone.